Hello, my name is Barbara Klein, and I am Communications Officer at EUROPA DONNA, the European Breast Cancer Coalition. I'm American and have been living in Milan since 1998. In 2007, while I was on maternity leave from my job in TV commercial production, I happened to see an ad in an English magazine that a European breast cancer organization was hiring. I was drawn to the opportunity because of my strong family history with breast cancer. You see, my mother died of premenopausal metastatic breast cancer at 45, and I also lost my grandmother and my great-grandmother to disease. In addition, I am of Ashkenazi Jewish descent. So if you add all this together, it increases my risk of being diagnosed with breast cancer in my lifetime. After the loss of my mother, I lived my life thinking not if, but when I would be diagnosed myself, which happened at the end of 2016 when I was 41 years old. I had always been proactive about my healthcare, and I consider myself to be one of the lucky ones, as I was being monitored closely since I was considered high risk. I had my first mammogram at 38 and continued annually until I was 41 when we added MRI in between my yearly mammograms, and it was on that MRI that I was diagnosed early. In 2017, in January, I had a double mastectomy followed by a chemotherapy, and I am currently taking still hormonal therapy. I know it may sound cliche, but my cancer diagnosis did change my life, and I believe for the better. I no longer take things for granted, and I make sure that I get enough exercise, sleep, and eat a healthy diet, and above all, take care of myself. It takes time to adjust to your new normal, but with time, it does become easier. The fact that I was working at EUROPA DONNA was a huge help to me, as I came to my diagnosis with more knowledge about breast cancer and treatment than the average woman. I was also lucky as I had our former executive director who had been through it twice and another colleague who had been diagnosed 2 years before me, and they both helped guide me through the process and answer all of the questions that I had. Also, living in Milan, I was fortunate that I had access to the most up-to-date treatments available, as so many women in Europe still have to travel long distances to get life-saving treatment or even participate in screening. I still had to advocate for myself and what my needs are, though. I pursued acupuncture and physiotherapy, even though I was never specifically told that these could help alleviate side effects from treatment and surgery. During the 3 months that I underwent chemotherapy, I continued to work as I felt that this was important for me to continue a semblance of normality, not only for myself, but for my children who were 4 and 10 at the time. Again, working for EUROPA DONNA was instrumental in this, as it is an organization run by women for women. Unlike many women who are going through breast cancer treatment, I was supported by my colleagues and allowed to work in a flexible manner based on how I was feeling. I even managed to plan our first metastatic breast cancer advocacy conference in 2017 while undergoing treatment. I used to skip exercise if anything else came up, but after my diagnosis, it became a physical need for me to combat the side effects of treatment. My Pilates is sacred to me, as are my walks with my best friend in our beautiful park in Monza. I'm also part of a wonderful dragon boating team called the Pink Amazons here in Milan, where I train with women who are in the same boat as me. Not only does dragon boating provide exercise to combat lymphedema, but it also helps with the psychological aspects. I feel very fortunate to work in EUROPA DONNA so that I can share my experience with other women and especially educate them and help them understand how important it is to be breast aware and participate in screening programs, as when you're diagnosed early, your chance for overcoming and living a longer life is much higher. I also love that I run our Breast Health Day prevention program and encourage women and young girls to be physically active and maintain a healthy lifestyle to protect their breast health. So my take-away message is that a breast cancer diagnosis is not a death sentence like it was when my mother received hers. You can live a long, healthy life after receiving a breast cancer diagnosis these days, thanks to the advancements in screening, research, and treatment. Thank you.